permission from Israel to enter into the country to work here. So we were actually thinking that we're doing a very good, friendly neighborhood kind of thing to them. But what they did for many years was to map out the neighborhoods around Gaza. They mapped out who lived there. They knew the names of people. They knew everything. So when they poured in and they broke through the fence and they poured in, when they went into the houses, they were looking for the people that they had in the list. So they had intelligence about who was who and who was where and so on. So the first thing that they attacked here the Nova Festival that was going on here. They went to the police stations, and later on we go to Sderot, one of the police stations. We're going to see what happened over there. They went to the Israeli military bases. They killed everybody in the military bases and in the police station. So when the terrorists actually go into the city, people were phoning up the military bases and the police stations, and they were all dead. So they were not answering. Nobody was answering. And it took Israel a long time to react to what was happening, yeah? And of course, because it took us a long time to react, that means that 1,400 people got killed. That means that, 241 people got taken captive into Gaza. That means that women were raped. That means that they gathered children from the guard, ¿cómo se dice? Jardín de Infantes. The kindergarten. They gathered children from the kindergarten. They put them all together and they burned them. They burned them alive, okay? They raped women. What didn't they do? I mean, it was a vicious, demonic, because human beings do not do that kind of thing, attack against the Jewish people, okay? And this is what I think. This is the Amalekites. This is the spirit of the Amalekites amongst us, is living amongst us, okay? And we need the prayers. Do you remember Moses with the hands up? When he had his hands up praying to the Lord, we were defeating the Amalekites. When he had his hands down, we were losing against the Amalekites. So we need to pray. We need to ask the Lord for deliverance to deliver Israel from this spirit of the Amalekite, this spirit of hatred against the Jews that had no head or tail. There is no understanding to this. Can you understand murdering babies, burning them alive? Can you understand that? In any people, you wouldn't want that to happen to any child. A child is innocent, right? So why would they do things like that? Yeah. So there is another force. It's a demonic force that is moving them forward. Okay, and I believe that Islam is part of it. Islam is definitely part of it. Okay, so we need to pray against Islam. We need to pray against this the spirit of Amalek, and we need the deliverance of Israel, the healing of Israel. I don't know if you heard what Rebecca said, what Levi said. This is extremely painful to us. On the 7th of October, after the 7th of October, we were 2 weeks inside home because we wouldn't dare get out of the house. We didn't know what was going to happen. So the Jewish people didn't get out of the house for 2 weeks. And then the Palestinians that were living amongst us, they didn't get out because they thought that they were going to get lynched, if they get out of their homes. So we were in a terrible position, and we are a traumatized people, okay? The post-traumatic stress disorder in this country is over the roof. There is so much of it that there's not enough people to actually help others, okay? So this is the situation we are in. Our children were at the war. Our kids have seen horrific things. I have friends that their children, let me tell you one of them. So this friend of mine, she works for Sarel. Her daughter was meant to be at the Nova Festival with her friends. They're just young kids. They want to dance. They want to have fun. Okay, and it was the birthday of the grandma. So the child didn't come, because it was the birthday of the grandma. But all of her friends got murdered in the Nova Festival, apart from her. So she was in a terrible trauma for years, because all of a sudden you have no friends, Our kids were at the war. Our kids were on the 8th of October in the middle of the war. I had Sam Karp, I know you guys know him. He was in the war. He was living with us, a soldier without parents, okay? So he stayed with us at home. And on the 8th of October, he was in Gaza immediately. 1 year and 3 months inside of Gaza. Okay, got injured twice. The Lord have saved him twice. We had to go and pick him up from hospital. The hospital will phone them up, and they said to me, "Oh, I'm from the unit of Sam Karp, but don't worry, he's alive, he's okay." They will say that to me first, and then he says, "Well, he's in hospital, he's injured, go and look, go and get him." So, we lived in a war for years. And not only that, we see that the captives, the terrorists were taking films of what they were doing to the captives and then sending it to the whole of Israel to torment us of what they were doing to our people. They were raping them. They were, making them dig their own grave. They were starving them. And here we are looking as a nation, our own people starving, and we can't do anything about it. So you can imagine the condition that Israel was in. Okay, terrible, terrible condition that Israel was in. Okay, I'm not going to continue anymore. You can go and have a look. It is 2:20 now. You have half an hour to go around, read, pray for Israel, and come back at 10 to 3. Yeah, 10 to 3 here, and then we go to the bus. Yeah. We need to try and figure out who did it. Who switched the whole system?
Same stuff in English if you want to. Oh, okay. See where you are, the red dot, your line drawn.
Arrivate a andata, dopo.
the same situation.
Especially the
Yeah.
response of the world, the gaslighting.
And,
of the
and,
world.
and another thing is the response of the world. How can you understand people that justify the murder of 1,400 people and saying free Palestine? Free Palestine what? What's exactly? Yeah, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Have you heard of that one? They don't know which river and they don't know which sea, but they're chanting this anyway. So what's going on here? You know, people are ignorant of what the Jewish people are suffering, are ignorant of how much we've been helping Gaza throughout all these years. Even though they attacked us several times, we've been providing water, electricity, food. We've been taking their children that have heart conditions and looking after them here in Israel. And then we bring them back. And then they want to do that to us? It has no head or tail. The hatred is a demonic hatred. Yeah? Eventually the Lord will actually throw Satan into the lake of fire, and he will throw these terrorists into the lake of fire also, in my opinion. You know.
The questions that are coming up for me that you asked God about why with the Holocaust is why with this, and I know that there's
Why with this?
Why?
This? So, you know, I know it's not on. Okay, let's go back on again. Okay, so yes, you can come back, guys, now if you want. So why? Why? I don't know why. You know, even though I understand that the Holocaust was pivotal for the Jewish people to receive the state of Israel in their hands, yeah, it actually accelerated the whole process that was going on in Israel with people coming back from all over the world and settling into, you know, the kibbutz and the moshav and all these Jewish settlements going on here. But really the world did not want to give us a state. It wasn't until the Holocaust that everything accelerated, and then they decided, okay, let's allow them to live there, let's help them to make the state, okay? But why is this? What's this? What's this? What is the Lord trying to tell us? You know, I'm still trying to figure out. But what it shows us is the hatred. This hatred that they have is still very much on in the hands, in the hearts of the terrorists. This is the education that has been given to the Palestinians for the time that the Palestinian Authority has been in existence. Yeah, the books, these anti-Semitic books, are made in Jordan. Remember, I told you that Jordan is actually the Palestinian state. 75% of the population of Jordan is Palestinian. They are producing these books that are totally anti-Semitic. They are teaching their kids, they are indoctrinating their children to hate the Jewish people. And this is the result of it. Yeah? This is radical Islam for you guys. And you know, first they come for the Jews and then they come for the Christians. You know, look at Nigeria, for example. They have killed hundreds of thousands of Christians in Nigeria, and this is Islam, okay? Radical Islam. So they don't just come for the Jews, they come for the Christians as well. They want to destroy whoever is an infidel. They call them infidels. The people that do not believe in Muhammad or in Islam, then they are called infidels. And therefore, it is their duty for the benefit of their God Allah, okay, that they have to kill us. You know? And we have to stop. We have to stop radical Islam. You know, we have to stop it, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Yeah, well, Hitler wanted to go back to barbarism. He was actually very proud of the Roman Empire, what the Romans were doing, and he wanted Nazism to be 1,000 years in existence like the Roman Empire was 1,000 years in existence. The swastika, that is actually the emblem of Nazism, is actually an emblem that was in existence in the Roman Empire. So he wanted to go to barbarism, back to barbarism. He believed that Judaism had brought the conscience of the world, morality to the world. So he wanted to destroy that because he wanted to go back to, you know, the worship of Satan, the worship of idols, you know, back to the Roman period. That's what he wanted. Yeah? But Islam is a different kettle of fish. You know, most of the Muslim world is peaceful, okay? Even though they have in the Quran that they have to kill the infidels, they don't even read the Quran, so they don't know what the Quran says. But we have 15% of the Muslim world, and there are billions of them. We have about 180 million to 250 million Muslims that are radical Muslims. You have them in Europe. Europe can collapse in the hands of Muslims. They have 8 kids while the Europeans are not producing any kids. So eventually the Islamic population of Europe will actually overtake the European population. This is where it's heading, okay? So this is a situation. So we have to get rid of Islam, yeah? We need to bring Christ to them, yeah? If they come to Christ, then, you know, the Lord have changed the hearts of many people. But we have a huge problem with radical Islam. And this is the result of radical Islam, yeah? And it's fascinating because radical Islam got their ideology from Hitler. The indoctrination of the children is actually following the example of Hitler that did, you know, during the Second World War. Yeah? Okay, are we all in or?
I think so. We're
Yeah?
people in the bathrooms.
The main count was actually written by